Welcome to Module 3 of our lecture series on the nation-state, national sovereignty, and nation-building. In this module, we will delve into the constructionist approaches to nation-building, focusing on the influential work of Roland Gregor-Suny and the role of Soviet policies in constructing ethnic nations. This exploration will help us understand how nations are not merely historical or cultural entities, but are actively constructed through political and social processes. Roland Gregor-Suny, a prominent historian and political scientist, offers a compelling constructivist approach to understanding nations and nationalism. Suny's work challenges the traditional view that nations are ancient and immutable entities. Instead, he argues that nations are modern constructs, created through deliberate political and social processes. Suny's approach is particularly insightful in the context of the Soviet Union, where policies aimed at managing ethnic diversity played a significant role in shaping national identities. According to Suny, Soviet policies did not merely suppress national identities, they also actively contributed to their construction and institutionalization. In his influential book The Revenge of the Past, 1993, Suny argues that Soviet policies, especially in the early years of the USSR, helped construct ethnic nations. This constructivist view challenges the traditional narrative of Soviet repression and highlights the complex role of state policies in nation-building. Suny posits that before 1917, many peoples of the Russian Empire had only a nascent national self-consciousness, primarily among the elites. The majority of the population identified more with local, tribal, or clan-based communities. Soviet policies, however, aimed to transform these pre-modern identities into modern national identities. Soviet nation-building policies were multifaceted and included the creation of union republics, the formal institutionalization of ethnic boundaries, and efforts to promote national consciousness. One of the key strategies employed by the Soviet state Windows Azure Storage, the creation of union republics along ethnic lines. This policy, known as korenizatsiya or indigenization, aimed to give each major ethnic group its own territorial unit within the Soviet Union. These republics were not merely administrative units, they were designed to promote the cultural and political development of the titular nationalities. For example, the establishment of the Kazakh Soviet Socialist Republic provided a territorial base for the Kazakh people. This republic had its own government, cultural institutions, and educational system, all of which were intended to foster a distinct Kazakh national identity within the framework of the Soviet state. The Soviet state also formally institutionalized ethnic boundaries by recognizing nationalities as official administrative categories. This recognition Windows Azure Storage reflected in various aspects of Soviet life, including passports, census data, and governmental organization. By creating formal ethnic categories, the Soviet state reinforced the idea of distinct national identities. These policies aimed to promote the cultural and political development of nationalities while integrating them into the Soviet socialist system. The state supported the use of local languages in education and administration, the promotion of national cultures, and the training of local elites. This approach helped to develop a sense of national self-awareness and pride among the titular nationalities. Soviet policies also played a crucial role in developing national consciousness and consolidating ethnic identities. By promoting the cultural, linguistic, and political development of nationalities, the Soviet state helped transform pre-modern ethnic groups into modern nations with a strong sense of national identity. For instance, in Ukraine, Soviet policies promoted the Ukrainian language and culture, fostering a sense of Ukrainian national identity. Educational programs, cultural institutions, and political representation helped to integrate Ukrainians into the Soviet system while also promoting their distinct national identity. The creation of national elites and the promotion of national cultures led to the consolidation of ethnic identities. These policies created a class of educated and politically active individuals who identified strongly with their nationalities. This national elite played a key role in promoting national consciousness and mobilizing support for national causes. The combination of korenizacja and the formal recognition of nationalities helped to construct and consolidate ethnic identities within the Soviet Union. These policies laid the groundwork for the national movements that emerged in the late 20th century, ultimately contributing to the dissolution of the Soviet Union and the emergence of independent nation-states. In conclusion, Roland Gregor-Sunia's constructivist approach provides a nuanced understanding of nation-building in the Soviet Union. By examining the role of Soviet policies in constructing ethnic nations, we can appreciate the complexity of national identity formation. Soviet nation-building policies, such as the creation of union republics and the formal institutionalization of ethnic boundaries, played a significant role in promoting national consciousness and consolidating ethnic identities. Understanding these processes helps us see nations not as ancient and immutable entities, but as modern constructs shaped by political and social forces. Thank you for joining me in this detailed exploration of constructionist approaches to nation building. Let's continue our journey by examining the problems of state building in multinational societies in the next module, where we will explore the challenges and strategies for creating cohesive national identities in diverse societies.